सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। So after having seen the benefits of meditation, the importance of meditation, now we will see the preparation for meditation. Meditation is something which is happening at the subtlest level in our personality. So if something has to happen at the subtlest level, the grosser levels of our personality should cooperate. The grosser level should cooperate, only then effectively we can do the subtle operations. Just like a rocket, if it has to take off, initially what are the stages which are active? The subtler ones, the grosser ones. And the final stage, it is that particular thing, whatever, the satellite or something which has to be, put on the orbit, only that remains. The rest everything goes. So in the same way, meditation is the subtlest thing which is going to happen in our personality. So the lower levels, the grosser levels have to cooperate. Otherwise we get stuck at the lower level itself. So what is the grossest level in our personality? The physical body, or what is called as the ANNAMAYA KOSHA. It has to cooperate. Then we have to enter into Pranamaya KOSHA. Then we enter into Manomaya kosha. Every kosha, every layer is important. Every layer has to be perfected. After Pranamaya kosha, Manomaya kosha. After Manomaya kosha, Vijnanamaya kosha, the intellectual sheath. Annamaya kosha is called food sheath. Pranamaya kosha is called vital air sheath. Manomaya kosha is called mental sheath. Vijnanamaya kosha is called intellectual sheath. And the final one, Anandamaya kosha. It is called as bliss sheath. Bliss sheath. So all these aspects have to be taken care. In fact, bliss sheath is the purpose or is the indicator that all the other sheaths have been taken care of. It's an indicator only. So you can say intellectual sheath is the final one. How to know whether these sheaths have been taken care? Look at the bliss sheath. The bliss sheath at the level of the body, it should be perfect. Bliss sheath at the level of prana, it should be perfect. Bliss sheath at the level of the mind, it should be perfect. Bliss sheaths are, there is a different bliss at different levels. All of them have to be taken into account. When everything is fine, then finally you take off. Just like that pole vaulter. He runs, and first what does he do? He climbs the pole, finally he reaches the top of the pole, only then he drops the pole. Right? He makes use of the pole, gains height through the pole, and finally drops the pole. In the same way, we make use of our different personalities, reach to the highest point, and drop our entire personality. Transcend the personality. So this is what we are going to do at different stages. So now, where should we start from? We should start from the physical body. Body should be comfortable. The body has to cooperate with us in our meditation. What are the aspects to be taken care to make this body meditation friendly? Body has to be meditation friendly. What are the aspects to be taken care? Number 1, food. Number 2, exercise. And number 3, sleep. These are the 3 very important aspects of the body. Food, exercise, sleep. Now, I may say so many things, don't take it personally. These things are told not to, rate others. It is always all these aspects should be taken subjectively. Am I this? Okay, I have to correct here. This is where I am going wrong. Yes, it is not to compare yourself with others or to judge others. No, because meditation is finally, it is going within. There is no comparison here. It is alone to the alone, all alone. This is the journey of meditation. I am going alone to the Supreme Lord who is alone, and in my path it is all alone. Never forget this. There is no comparison, there is no competition here. We are all by ourselves. Take the suggestions, take the advice given by the scriptures, move within. Right. So the first step is about food. So what are the parameters? What are the factors which we have to keep in mind? Number 1, the type of food. Quality of food. Number 2, the quantity of food. Quality and quantity. Of course, there are so many other factors which we will discuss, but these are the main 2 things. So what kind of food is meditation friendly? So we say it is sattvic food. So what is the definition of sattvic food in Bhagavad Gita? Ayush sattva balarogya sukha priti vivardhanaha rasya snigdha sthira hrudyaha ahara sattvika priyaha. So what is a sattvic food? Something which is no doubt tasty. something which is easily digestible. Only the important things we will see. Practical things. That which is easily digestible, that which is fulfilling, that which is healthy, that which quietens the mind. So this is what we call as a sattvic food, which will increase your lifespan, ayuhu. So it is good for health, it is good for longevity, it is good for digestion. After eating also you feel comfortable, there is no burning sensation, there is a sense of fulfillment, and it puts an end to hunger also in a positive way. So all these, they are called as sattvic food. The best example of sattvic food is fruits. Fruits. Why am I calling it best example? You know, you can never overeat fruits. Can you? You try? You can't. Junk food you may overeat. Pani puri, etc. You can overeat. Finally you may say, "Ayyo, I think I have overeaten." But fruits is something you just cannot overeat. That's why I say it is the ideal sattvic food. Right? Excellent food. Our Rishi Munis used to live only on fruits. Maybe they used to take some milk or whatever. But normally whatever we eat, rice, chapati, dal, etc., with minimum oil, minimum salt, this, that, all those things can be generally classified under sattvic food. Then what is the example of rajasic food? See, after eating you know what kind of food you have eaten. What should be the state of mind? Should be quiet. There should not be any guilt. I shouldn't have eaten. Right? After eating also you are happy. Right? What is the definition of rajasic food? I don't have to tell, all of you know it. Kattu amla lavana atyushna tikshna ruksha vidahina. And what is the end result? Dukkha shoka amaya pradaha. Very strong smell, highly oily, masaledar. They are called as rajasic food. Spicy, burning, hot. And how does Bhagavan describe it? Dukkha shoka amaya. While eating dukkha, eyes are watering. Everything is strong. After eating shoka, means what? I shouldn't have eaten. What is the long-term consequence? Amaya, disease. You will always find that when the mind is rajasic, it will be attracted towards rajasic food. See, all these, whatever I am going to say, you can know it by observation. In spiritual path, you gain lot of knowledge just by observing yourself, observing your within, observing your mind. Eat something, observe what is happening in the body, observe how mind is reacting to the body. See, they are all meditation only. Paying attention is meditation. So whatever is written, we have to find out whether it is true. How do you find? You see it within yourself. So you will find that whenever the mind is rajasic, it is attracted towards rajasic food. When the mind is sattvic, it is attracted towards sattvic food. Early morning, when your mind is relatively quiet, you don't feel like eating pani puri, etc., isn't it? I am just giving one example, pani puri, but so many things are there. You don't feel like eating. Why? Mind is sattvic. But when you are traveling in train, that fellow comes, churmuri fellow. The entire cabin smells with that, onion and what all. Mind is extremely rajasic when we are traveling. Why? Because attention is outward. So many things you are seeing. Whenever the mind is extroverted, it becomes rajasic. Extrovertedness and rajas, they go together. So you find when you are traveling, even the daytime also, the time also has an effect upon the mind. The sun and the mind, they are related. In the afternoon time, you will find the mind is rajasic. Morning time, the mind is comparatively sattvic. So you see, while traveling, you just get attracted towards all this kind of food, these people, these vendors, they bring. You feel like eating. Why is it so? Mind becomes rajasic. Such a mind craves for rajasic food. Right. What is the end result of rajasic food? Dukkha, shoka, amaya. Regularly if you eat, definitely it is going to. Why regularly? Even once you eat, that much of effect will be there. Okay. Then the third one is called tamasic fear. Yatayamam, gatarasam, puti paryushitam chayat. Uchishtam api chamedyam, bhojanam tamasapriyam. The food which is stale, old, putrefied, smelling. What is the effect of a tamasic food? It makes the mind dull. So all this alcohol, in which category will it come? It comes under tamasic. All these fermented items, they come under tamasic. I want the mind to be vigilant, alert, sharp, full of brilliance. This is what I want my mind to be. This food, the moment you take food or drink, whatever, the mind becomes dull. Which is better? A disturbed, alert mind or a peaceful, dull mind? Which is better? A disturbed mind but an alert mind. A peaceful mind but a dull mind. Which is better? How many say peaceful mind? Let it be dull, no problem. Let it be peaceful only. See, if the mind is alert, it evolves because it learns lessons of life. And especially if it is disturbed, it starts cause hunting. Why am I disturbed? It starts introspection. And through introspection, it becomes wiser, more knowledgeable. So therefore, a disturbed, alert mind is always better. A peaceful mind but a dull mind. What is the use of such a peace? Anyway, every night we are going to that state only. The mind is dullest in sleep. But do you become wise? Just because you sleep, you don't become wise. You don't evolve. And you are experiencing absolute peace. Remember, it's a peace of samadhi only, but of no use. The person who has slept gets up from the same level. There is no evolution at all. But a person who is disturbed and alert, he evolves, helplessly evolves. Because disturbance is that state which forces you to think, to introspect. So therefore, gaining the temporary joy of peace through tamasic food, is it worth? No. I don't want that peace. Let me go through disturbance only. At least in disturbance you will find out the various ways of gaining healthy peace. Isn't it? So it is not good. So this is about quality of food. Now what about the quantity of food? Now in quantity of food also, how much should we eat? How much should we eat? Now I will not tell you eat 3 chapati, 4 chapati, etc. No, you will have to find out for yourself. They are all individualistic. Person to person these things may change. But how will I know I am eating more? Of course in scriptures etc. they said, fill half of your stomach with food, 1/4 with water, another quarter you just leave it empty. How will you know? That is one. Second thing is, different food have different heaviness, level of heaviness. If you eat chapati, it is more heavy. If you eat rice, it is lighter. Quickly it get digested. So many factors are there. You just cannot say half stomach, etc. Eat kadle puri, half stomach. What is kadle puri? What is that? Puffed rice. Very light. In few moments it will get digested. So therefore, how will I know how much I should eat? Whether I am overeating? How will I know? The compassionate Lord has given a beautiful indication. What is the indication? The size of the tummy. If you are eating more, you will have a tummy. That's why I said, don't take it personally. If you are eating more, God will give a gross indication to you that you are consuming more than what is needed. Lot of excess fat will be stored here and there, which will be visible to your grosser eyes. It will be visible to you, it will be visible to others also. It's an indication that you are overeating. There is a Jataragni, there is a power of digestion, there is a need for food, yes. But if you are eating more, and generally we have this tendency to eat more, why? Because our tongue cheats us. For taste, we tend to eat. This eating is a very dangerous thing. Right. And that is why it is said, the cause of all diseases is this stomach. If that stomach is taken care well, if you are eating only what is necessary, you can escape from varieties of diseases. Scientifically they have proved this, and it is true. It is spiritually also true. What is the spiritual way of looking at it? Cosmos has produced some food. There are so many beings, who have to live upon this food. If I am taking more than what is needed, am I not a thief? So I have to get the punishment. What is the punishment? The physical disease is the punishment for taking more than what I need. It is true in every aspect. Even the wealth also. If a person takes more wealth than what is needed, and he doesn't give back to the society, that wealth also will create a disease. That wealth will not bless that person. It is called as Artha Shuddhi. So there is something called Ahara Shuddhi, there is something called Artha Shuddhi. Artha means wealth. How you earn, it is very important. And after earning, now very few people in this world, they have this ability to earn. Earning is also a talent, it is also an ability. We are not criticizing that. But once you have earned, if you have been given this ability to earn, once your needs are fulfilled, the rest of the wealth should go back to the society in the service of the society. Then that wealth will bless you. That is called as Artha Shuddhi. That wealth will never leave you. You know, Lakshmi is Chanchala and all they say. No, it is not true. The wealth which is earned through righteous means, such a wealth will not abandon you. It will remain with you. It will bless you. In the same way, the food which is eaten based on the need of the body, if you are eating it, that food will not cause any kind of disease. But excess food, even if you are eating sattvic food, remember this, even if you are eating sattvic food, if it is in excess, it will end up in disease. So therefore, this is something which we have to introspect. Right? Eat less. It's very interesting. If you eat less, you don't fall sick. If you eat more only, you fall sick. And there is another relationship also. The more you eat, the prana shakti in the body becomes busy in digesting the food. So therefore, the prana shakti available for meditation will be less. See, for everything there is an energy needed. For thinking, in meditation, a subtle energy is needed. Whenever you are contemplating, whenever you are thinking, whenever you are meditating, it's a subtle energy that is needed there. It is not the energy needed to plow the land or do some gross work. No, it's a different kind of energy. That's why, it is very easy. After heavy food, you can go for a walk. You can go do some gross activity, etc. It is very easy. But try to think, try to learn something, study something, do some high contemplation. It's very difficult after heavy stomach. When the stomach is heavy, subtler processes becomes very difficult. Thinking is a subtle process. There's a lot of sukshmata there. It's very difficult. Because most of the pranic energy is busy trying to digest the food. So therefore you don't have enough subtle energy to think. That's why you will find that meditation is always easy when the stomach is relatively empty. You will find this relationship. When the stomach is empty, you feel light, and in such moments, meditation is easy. That's why we say morning you meditate, because most of the food is digested, you feel light. In such moments, meditation is easy. So now these all aspects are important if you are planning to have intense meditation with greater duration. All these things will have to be. Those who are just meditating for 5 or 10 minutes, all these things are not necessary. But people who are really serious, you will have to take care of all this. In the night, eat less food. Then what is the advantage? Night also you can meditate. Night time and morning time, they are very conducive for meditation. Because the rajas in the body is less. Rajas in the body and sun, they are related. When the sun is at peak, there is maximum rajas in the body. Rajas in the body means what? Mind is disturbed by nature. Mind is active, agitated. That's why we say in the morning time do karma yoga. Early morning time do meditation. Afternoon time do karma yoga, seva, and the evening time do some devotional practices. This is the general sequence followed everywhere. Right. So evening time and morning time, since they are very conducive for meditation, it is always better to eat less in the night so that the whole night is available, and also eat less in the mornings. Eat heavily in the afternoon, because anyway that time the body is in rajas, it can easily digest the food, metabolism rate is high, and it cannot be anyway used for creative purposes, subtler purposes. This is the way the Mahatmas used to live, and you will find that this is very, very conducive for you. Right. See, these are all the things you have to observe. Eat a heavy food, then see what is happening in the mind. Sit for some time in meditation. When the stomach is heavy, are you not disturbed? See, the ANNAMAYA KOSHA is not cooperating with you in meditation. You will find this. When the stomach is heavy, when you eat a rajasic food, observe the state of mind. Swamiji, should we give up garlic, onion, etc.? You observe and find out for yourself. After eating onion, garlic, you sit for meditation, see what is happening. If you are subtle enough, you will find mind is not cooperating, the body is not cooperating. So those who are sadhakas, those who are interested in progressing in this path of evolution, they will have to pay attention to all this. Right. It is a very difficult thing actually, this food thing, very difficult. Because bhoga is involved there, pleasure is involved there. Another very important aspect in food is chewing and eating. Very difficult. If you try it, you will know. Why chewing is difficult? Because when you eat a tasty food, actual joy comes not while chewing, actual joy comes when you are gulping it. It is hardly a fraction of a second. That is when you are enjoying it. That is the climax of bliss. So what happens is, your mind is impatient. It wants that pleasure. But chewing is delaying the process. So you chew 2-3 times and You see how the mind is cheating you. You observe. To get that bliss of gulp, you chew less. You see? Try this. Consciously chew, say 16-20 times, 15-20 times you chew. You'll have to really, really pay attention, otherwise you can't. Mind is craving for that pleasure, but you are delaying that pleasure. You have to be very cautious. And you will always find when you thoroughly chew and then when you gulp it, it will be almost, watery, saliva. You will find that you can eat much more and still you are not feel heavy. You are not feeling heavy. You will find this. Even if you have eaten a little more, you will not feel heavy. Observe this. Chew thoroughly. Make it that, watery liquid. Gulp it. You must have eaten the same quantity, but you are not feeling heavy. It is very, very healthy because they say when saliva mix, the digestion process becomes easy. And also because you have chewed, these gastric juices will not have much difficulty in digestion. So many benefits are there if you consciously chew some 10-20 times and eat. You see, so this meditation, if you see, it is almost, moment to moment alert living. It is not that you just sit for half an hour in the morning, evening. No! The whole day you are alert, 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 alert. Every little thing. You are paying attention to every little thing. And then, to the extent you pay attention to every little thing, to that extent meditation becomes very smooth, very comfortable, joy-giving. Yuktahara viharasya yuktacheshtasya karmasu yukta swapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. Yoga bhavati dukkha, the remover of sorrow. Right? So everything can be made a meditation. Even eating also can be made a meditation. Not allowing the mind to wander here and there. Many times what is happening? Multitasking is happening. What is multitasking? On one side the mind is busy eating, on the other side another part of the mind is busy thinking about so many things. Yoga kshema, worries, anxieties. Parallel processing. When you are eating, pay attention to eating. This is a wonderful thing. Just pay attention to that chewing process. What is happening inside the mouth? How the tongue is, What a beautiful mechanism is happening. Are you aware of all this? The food is eaten. The tongue is, as though like a, sweep. It sweeps the food exactly below the two teeth. And it gets crushed. And the tongue withdraws. Otherwise it will also get crushed. How beautifully Bhagavan has put a mechanism there. And still we mess up the mechanism. We bite our tongue also. To such an extent mind has gone out. You see? I think there is some windpipe and food pipe and all that. We are so expert, we take the food through the... You see, to that extent, mechanical. Mind is somewhere. So that's why in Zen meditation they say, just be in the moment. Whatever you are doing, pay attention. Be there, be there. That itself is a great meditation. And it is true. It's true. Pay attention. Whatever you are doing, pay attention. Food also, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. So slowly, paying attention becomes a habit. You see, anything which you do, it becomes a habit. So paying attention becomes a habit. Learn to pay attention at the grosser levels of your personality. Then you will be capable of paying attention at the subtler levels of personality. Eating food, it's a gross event. Paying attention is easy. Just pay attention. Pay attention. Mind becomes focused. Mind not only becomes focused, it also becomes peaceful. You will be amazed. Just by observing an activity, mind becomes peaceful. Why? It becomes peaceful because so many worries, anxieties, unwanted thoughts, they are all not there. Now mind has only one thing to do. Just pay attention to the present. Neither go to the past nor go to the future. So all the energies of the mind, they are focused. Channelization has happened. Dissipation has reduced. So suddenly you will find that when you start paying attention to the present activity, you will find that the mind, as though it is charged up, refreshed, alert, vigilant. Tiredness goes away. We are not aware how much of thoughts we are wasting in unwanted things. Wastage of thoughts. Worrying thoughts, anxious thoughts, unwanted thoughts, useless thoughts. So therefore you will find that the mind has lot of energy to think, because lot of energy dissipation has been prevented. Right. One great thing that happens as you proceed in meditation is you become very alert. You start living in the present. This is something which should happen. More and more you are in the present. You are in the present. As you start practicing being in the present, you start experiencing the presence. What did I say? The more and more you are in the present, you start experiencing the presence. You see, that is Zen. I like that meditation. Beautiful it is. Being in the presence, being in the presence. God is here now. So with Zen meditation, add little masala of our devotion. Bhakti marga masala, put a little. Otherwise it's very dry. Bhagwan is here. Bhagwan is now. Bhagwan is right now. As the very awareness. Then there is joy. I am not alone. God is with me. Who is God? He is this presence. Then that meditation becomes joyful. Right. So we are talking of food now. You see, even in the grosser matters, you can bring the highest philosophy. So when you are eating, eat with that presence of mind. I tell you, the more and more you are addicted to mobile phones, you are taken away from the present into somewhere far. The more and more you meditate, you come to know how much you are ruined by mobile phone. Already I am stuck in the samsara. There is a samsara inside the samsara. That is called mobile. Internet. There is already an outer net. Now there is an internet. Net within the net. You understand? It's horrible. Modern time is horrible. You go to railway station, you go to airport, you go to bus station, everybody. It's horrible. If you want to know how much horrible it is, you must meditate. Then you will know. After some half an hour of mobile, then sit for meditation. You will say, my God, I have lost myself. I am somewhere. Where are you? You are where your mind is. And where is your mind? There, Ukraine. You understand? What you pay attention to, you will get. This is a law. Where is my attention? Not here. Consciousness is here. Satchidanand is here. But where am I? Somewhere. Isn't it? We say humanity has progressed. The Rishi Munis know. Bhagavatam it is written in Kali Yuga. What kind of people are going to be born? It is written. Bhagavatam, 5000 years back. Mandaha, Mandamatayaha, Mandavahagyaha, Upadrutaha, Alpayushaha. It appears as though Vedavyasa is cursing us. Dull fellows, unintelligent ones, distracted ones. This is the description of us, Kali Yuga Vasis, written by Vyasa Maharshi. And what is our opinion about ourselves? All the bullock carts, bows, arrows, horses, Mercedes Benz, rockets. Fool you are. To the extent you have gone away from you, you have lost yourself. You are in the dream world. It's a big loss. What is the use of knowing about the whole world and not knowing oneself? What is the use? Mrityo samrityum gacchati, Upanishad says. He goes from death to death. Right. So, learn to be in the present. In every activity, whatever you do. Meditation is not some half an hour sitting quietly, no sound outside. No. Throughout the day, you can do this. Being in the present. That is called as remembering God, you see. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara. What is the instruction given by Bhagavan? Sarveshu kaleshu. All time. Now people say, Bhagavan, how can I sit all time in the puja room? How is sarveshu kaleshu possible? Because we have our duties and responsibilities. So sarveshu kaleshu is possible only by bringing the attention of the mind in the present. Which is possible. It is possible. Not allowing the mind to wander into unwanted areas, unnecessary areas, both are there. Unwanted, unnecessary, useless areas. No, bring the mind here. Be in the present. Don't allow the mind to become mechanical. Let not the mind wander without the permission of its owner. This is mastery over the mind. I decide where my mind should go. I don't want my mind to go somewhere without my permission. Right? You just see your mobile for half an hour, sit with closed eyes. What will you find? You will find all the images, Whatever you have seen, whatever you have perceived in the mobile, whatever news, information, whatever you have watched, all those things start bombarding on you. You see? The mind is wandering here, there, full of likes and dislikes. Wherever there is intensity of likes and dislikes, there the mind will wander. I want the mind to focus upon the self. Mind is not available. Why the mind is not available? I have trained the mind in the wrong direction. Mind is like my child. I have given bad samskaras to it. Now the child is not obeying my commandment, my instructions. You see? So, with regard to this Annamaya Kosha, eat sattvic food, eat only as much as you need, don't eat too much. Now there is something called eating many times in a day. There is another thing now. That we will discuss later. You will find that if you want a successful, peace, there is a price to pay for peace. There is a heavy price. And unfortunately, the price is always in terms of control over the sense organs and the mind. It's the most difficult thing. Right? But it is worth. Though it is difficult, it is worth doing. Because peace is something which is highly fulfilling. Right, more of it we will see tomorrow. Krishna Krishna Mana Mohana Chitta Chora Gopi Jivana Krishna Krishna Mana Mohana चित्तचोरा गोपी जीवना वेणुधारी जगन्मोहना व्रजवासी नन्दनन्दना वेणुधारी जगन्मोहना व्रजवासी नन्दनन्दना कृष्ण कृष्ण मनमोहना चित्तचोरा गोपी जीवना मेघश्यामा मधुसूदना राधाकान्ता यदुनन्दना मेघश्यामा मधुसूदना राधाकान्ता यदुनन्दना कृष्ण कृष्ण मनमोहना चित्तचोरा गोपी जीवना चित्तचोरा गोपी जीवना ॐ स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः सर्वेषां स्वस्ति भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.